All right, let's dive into a masterclass in communication that is, frankly, a game changer for women. We're looking at Alina Chamberlain's work, and it's all about turning those tough conversations with your partner from a source of frustration into a real effective strategy.
You know that feeling, right? You've got something important to say, something that really matters, and you try to bring it up, but it just goes nowhere. Or even worse, it spirals into an argument. It's this incredibly frustrating loop so many of us get stuck in. But what if I told you there's a reason for that disconnect and a way to break through it?
Okay, so here's the core idea. According to Chamberlain, when we start these conversations, we often accidentally trigger what's called the defense system. When a man feels attacked or stressed, his brain just goes into escape or defend mode. The goal here is to completely sidestep that system and instead tap into his heroic instinct, that deep-seated drive to help, to protect, and to solve problems. It's like flipping a switch. So how do you flip that switch? Well, that's where this 7-step communication system comes in. This isn't about manipulation or playing games. It's a strategic framework designed to turn your partner into your most powerful ally by using facts, logic, and a whole lot of respect. I want you to start thinking of yourself differently. You're not just a frustrated partner trying to be heard. You are the architect of influence. You're basically project managing your life and relationship to get to a better outcome for everyone. And that shift in perspective, it's incredibly empowering.
So let's walk through it. The first 3 steps are all about laying the groundwork. You can't skip this part. Your preparation is everything, and getting this foundation right is absolutely crucial for the whole conversation to work.
Step 1, the tactical opening. First rule, you never ever start with, "We need to talk." That line is like a siren. It just screams threat and puts him on the defensive. This script, on the other hand, is perfect. It asks for his help, which taps right into that provider instinct. It says the issue is specific, so it's not some vague emotional ambush. And it sets a time limit, which takes away the fear of getting trapped in a marathon talk.
Now for step 2, let's look at what not to do. This right here is the trap. You come in hot, with high emotions, and a bunch of vague complaints. For a brain that's wired to process facts, this just sounds like noise. It feels like an attack, not a problem to be solved, and boom, those defensive walls go right up.
And now, look at the solution. What a difference. You state the current fact using data. 2 hours of dishwashing. It's specific and unemotional. Then, you clearly state your ideal vision, a more efficient solution. You've just given his problem-solving brain a clear A to B mission. You've moved from chaos to a concrete goal.
Step 3 is all about redefining the roles. See, you're not just complaining and dumping the problem in his lap. No, you are the project manager. You've already done some research. He is the chief consultant, whose expert opinion you need to make the best final call. This framing shows so much respect for his intelligence and makes him a collaborator, not just a repairman.
Okay, you've set the stage perfectly. Now we're moving into the conversation itself. Steps 4 and 5, this is the decisive moment. This is where it all comes together.
Step 4 is about the power of the final question. You can't just state your case and leave it hanging. A question is a direct call to action. It literally forces his brain to switch from just listening to actively engaging and trying to find the winning answer.
And then you get to step 5. This might be the single hardest and most important step in the whole system. After you ask that question, you pause. You stay silent. You have to respect the processing pause. So many of us, myself included, rush to fill the silence because it's uncomfortable, and that's exactly where things can go wrong.
And you know, there's a real reason for that pause. Different people just process information at different speeds. A quicker personality might jump right in with an answer, but a more methodical thinker, he's going to need time to run the numbers, to weigh the logic you just presented. That silence isn't him ignoring you, it's him working on the problem.
So what if the silence stretches on and it starts to feel really long? The trap is to say something like, "What's wrong?" or "Why are you so quiet?" That just adds pressure. Instead, you use this beautiful script. It's a gentle out. It shows you respect his thought process, and it keeps the entire conversation feeling safe.
All right, we've made it through the trickiest part. Now for the final phase. This is all about how you wrap things up in a way that protects your connection and actually makes him want to have these talks with you in the future.
This brings us to step 6, the gratitude pivot. And listen, this is so important. Even if he flat out says no or his idea isn't what you wanted, you have to start with gratitude. Thanking him for his input shows his opinion is valued, even in disagreement. This is how you protect what's called the trust bridge.
And that trust bridge is everything. When he knows deep down that he can share his real thoughts without being attacked, he'll be so much more willing to show up for you next time. You're not just solving one problem about the dishes, you're building a whole new pattern of successful teamwork.
And finally, step 7, relieving the tension. Any serious, focused talk is going to raise the stress hormone cortisol in both of you. So you need to consciously close the conversation with a positive ritual to bring those levels back down.
The strategy is really simple, but it's so smart. You shift to something nurturing, like making tea. You change the scenery, maybe go for a walk. All of this sends a powerful signal to both of your nervous systems that says, okay, the work is done. We're a team. Harmony is restored.
So there you have it, the 7-step blueprint. You've got the system, you've got the tools. Now, the real power comes from you, the architect, actually putting it into practice.
Which brings us to our final and maybe most important question. The source material wraps up with this direct challenge to you. Think of an issue, something you've maybe been avoiding, but don't see it as a fight waiting to happen. See it as your first project. So, what issue are you going to choose to solve first?
Discover the secrets to nurturing your lifestyle and love style at wishforlove.org.